Hello and welcome back to the final episode as part of the Pacific Pursuit. Would you believe it? It is the final episode we have finally made it to. It's been a very long process, a lot longer than maybe we would have thought of, but it's been a very enjoyable one. We have completed the Pacific in football. We've won many trophies, and we've won the 7, and most importantly, in the last episode, the World Cup. Now, in today's episode, I think it's a good time to go and take a look at the, just the whole what's been going on, the whole career, and how it's gone down for us. And we'll wrap it up there. Then maybe an award ceremony, or we might just deal some awards out to some of the players in this episode. There has been some very notable players who we've faced and also managed in our time, and we'll be on our way to something new in the coming days and weeks. But in this episode, as we said, just looking over everything, we ended it here with Brazil, but we started for quite a while back now with Nagoya Grampus. I mean, the best place to probably go and look. I mean, first of all, we are now a 5-star reputation manager. That has taken a long time to get there, but we have done it. We can start with the career stats: 6 club manager jobs, 2 national jobs. With the longest was 1,600 days nearly. That would have been with I think it would have been with Sao Paulo, or maybe Ulsan. The shortest time was 413 days. That would have been with Everton, I believe. 12 awards we won, 10 million total career earnings, 5,393 days, none spent on holiday. We are proper grafters. We bought 66 players worth 23.5 million. We really did not spend that much, but I guess that wasn't the mission of the challenge. It wasn't to build clubs. Maybe something we could do in the next challenge that we go on, but it really wasn't to build clubs. It really was to restore a lot of them to their former glory and just pick up those trophies which we hadn't yet. We sold 45 players worth 93 million, so we made quite a lot of profit. The most expensive player we bought was Patrick Lanza for 9 million. That he was a left back at Sao Paulo, and then we sold Gabriel da Silva, who had a very good World Cup campaign, 3 goals and an assist in that World Cup, and he was with us at Sao Paulo before we sold him. Anything else of interest? Highest in the nationality, we are the 3rd best manager ever. If we go to FM, to the Hall of Fame here, and all time, we get 17th, which is really cool actually to get to 17th. This is showing us, I don't know why, is this the previous, it's showing us all from the corners of Europe. I don't know what's gone on there. This is definitely the Pacific Pursuit. I don't know what's happening. There we go, it's updated there. In Asia, we are top 3 all time, which is good. In our nation, we'd have to go to different nations for this really, but we didn't even get top. I mean, we didn't do this with Sydney. It was with the Melbourne victory. I don't know what's gone on there. We're looking at the wrong manager. We are looking, no, I don't know what to say. It's glitching out a bit, but we do make some of the Hall of Fame. We are the 3rd best and 2nd best. I get it now. It's over different saves. So here it shows the corners of Europe save, and here it shows the Pacific Pursuit. So we are 2nd and 3rd. Maybe we need to overtake Bob Paisley, former Liverpool manager. And when this video goes out, Liverpool are about to win the league, so it's the Liverpool show here. But yeah, we've managed to do very well in these past 2 careers that we have been on. If we go back to our stats, anything else of note, it says nation ranking, and these are the rankings in the Hall of Fame, not where we've managed to get with the national team. The Brazilian national team are now the best national team in the world, if I'm not mistaken. If we go and take a look at world and to the rankings, we are number 1 by 13 points the difference, but we managed to get there, which is always good. And South Korea, a former team who we managed, didn't do too well in the World Cup. They got to 30th place, and obviously we had that Asian Cup win with them a few seasons ago. As you can see there, 2032, we were able to win that Asian Cup. And then anything else to note? I think it's just the matches which we have left to look at in the career stats. We had in the Brazilian job, 30 games played, 28 won, 1 drawn, 1 lost. That is, I didn't realise we did that well. That is an incredible record. We managed to go on there, 88 goals scored, 24 against, and 2 trophies won. An incredible record that is. with the Brazilian job. We had overall career stats here, 721 games. That's quite a few less than the corners of Europe. 447 wins, 126 draws, 148 losses. Quite a good record, actually. Really, really good. 61% win rate. We had 1,600 goals scored, 800 against, gives us an 800 or here thereabouts goal difference. We won 12 cups, 8 league titles. We had 1 promotion, that was with Nagoya Grampus back into the J1 league, and that is our personal stats. If we go to the job history, it can show us all the trophies that we won. We finished 3rd in the J2 league. We did bottle it a little bit at the end, but we managed to get that promotion in the end. The only club where we didn't win a trophy with, but we got that promotion that we wanted in the end. The Melbourne Victory we went to next. We spent a bit of time in the J1 league and got Nagoya to a decent position in the table, actually 12th place. And they actually, I don't know how they're doing now. I think the league is not going anymore, but they are actually still in the J1 league. I don't know if they've got close to the title. They haven't got close, but they managed to re-establish themselves in the J1, which is good. The Melbourne Victory, 3 seasons we spent there, and we managed to win the finals. That was a very weird league system. I do remember that. We won the Asian Confederation Cup, which was the Asian Champions League 2, a very, very good campaign. We then went to Ulsan Hyundai, which was a very, very fun club to be at. We won the Asian Champions League eventually. It was up here, and was it the treble we did, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This is all split up. We did do the treble across, was it I can't remember how it went really, because it was I remember the seasons were by calendar year. We definitely I think we did if I'm not mistaken. We won the K1 League, the FA Cup, and the Asian Champions League. We did win in our first season the K1 League as well. It took quite a few seasons at Ulsan, but we did do it in the end. We then went over to South America. Before that, we actually won the Asian Cup with South Korea. That was a very, very good campaign to have with a very, very good Asian team. We went to Everton in Chile, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Chile, and we got them to 6th place in the first division. They're a team who won quite a few Chilean first divisions and trophies, but they were kind of outside. They were the best of the rest, I guess, and it was nice to get them back up after they had a bit of a tough season in the last. That's what we did very, very well throughout the whole of the Pacific Pursuit. Nacional we then went to, and what a time it was at Nacional. We did definitely do a treble. As you can see there, we won the Uruguayan First Division, the Uruguayan Cup, and the Copa Sudamericana. It was a very good trophy for them to win. And then in the next season, it was the Recopa, I think it was, which we won. And then after that, we went to Sao Paulo, the final club. It may have ended a bit brutal, but we won what we wanted to in the end. We completed somewhat of a treble. We won the Sao Paulo State Championship, and then when we won the Copa Libertadores in that same season, we won the First Division. The Copa America came after that, and then we won in the season we got sacked, would you believe it, the Brazilian Cup, the Brazilian Sao Paulo State Championship. We won the South American Recopa, the Recopa Libertadores. We also made the semi-final of the Copa Libertadores once again, and there was a few other. We were in like 7 competitions. We won 3 of them and lost 4. We lost it says we won the Recopa there. There was I can't remember which ones it was that we lost out on. If we go and take a look, go to the last season here. This was the season, I believe. Yeah, it was. So we won the Brazilian Cup final there on penalties. So it was I don't know what it was, a Club World Cup we played in. That was obviously very, very fun. Nice to play in that. We also had the Super Cup, which we lost out on, and then the league title. There was definitely one more in there. I think it may have been was it the First Division? I don't even know, but I think there was definitely 7 trophies that we played in, and it was very, very good time. But we got sacked in the end because we just didn't do well in the league. Who knows? Let's go and take a look. Can we go to the manager timeline next? I think is always a good spot to go to. I think if we go to the very, very start, is there anything of note? It will show us the very notable players, and the first one, who is definitely a very familiar name. What's the best way to go across here? Yeah, Nakashima. He's now retired. He had a very, very good campaign. We were always thinking about, who could be the next Shevchenko or Kuzminik from back in the or Tom, for example, in the Pacific, the corners of Europe. We had very, very good strikers, and I think the Pacific Pursuit was definitely the striker show. Nakashima, first up, he had a very, very good campaign. here with Nagoya Grampus. We then moved on to the Melbourne Victory. We reached 100 games, 4 in a row. He was like 37 years old or something like that. And he had a very good season. Velupalai was another very, very good player. And then we signed Modu Shamu, who was going to be a very top player at the moment. I don't know if he's still going. Is he still going? Yeah, he is. He's with Celta Vigo, and he's had a very, very good career in La Liga there, as you can see. If we go back to the Melbourne Victory, Modu Sham, what a player he was. But then we had to move on. We went to the Ulsan Hyundai. Kim Ki Hwan, if you remember him, he went off to he had a very good season, then went off to, what was it? It was the national service. That's what it was. It was crazy, really, that happened. Players got taken away like that, and they went to Gimcheon. But it did happen. Sung Chul Kim, is he still going? He's still with Ulsan. He's gone back after, so that makes sense. He went on his time in the national service, and then he went back, and he's still putting up very, very good numbers, which is always nice to see. Sung Chul Kim, very, very good player. If we just go back a little bit here, he got 27 goals. I think we got a minimum of 25 goals every season with these guys. Then we became the South Korea boss. Any other notable players we're seeing here? Sung Chul Kim was still going. If we continue, we left our job in with Ulsan. We went to Everton. The notable player, if I'm not mistaken, it was Marcus Vinicius. When we did sign him, what a player this guy was. He's still there and he's still getting the goals. This guy, how tall was he? 196, an incredible. I think he was the Tom Regen in the Pacific Pursuit. He was so good. I feel like we had one more player. We don't see the Everton striker here because we didn't play too long. It was, who was it who was playing striker? Was it Nunez? No, it wasn't Nunez. He was there in the youth squad. There was definitely the one player who I can't figure out the name. I don't know if we can go to Everton. Can we go to Everton and see who it was? I don't know. We'll have to figure out. We weren't there too long, obviously, so it's hard to say who it was. But there was definitely a striker who we had who's doing quite well. Brune is a player who I signed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did sign him in at left back whilst we were there, or he definitely was in the team, and he's still going, which is nice to see. There's still some players who were there from our very brief time. We went to Nacional. Marcus Vinicius, some very, very good players. Marcos Vinicius, if you remember that name, definitely a throwback. We had some other players. Rossi, I've seen is a name in there. Who else? Guzman was another player, very, very good player. We just had a really good squad with Nacional, probably the best squad we managed to build potentially in the whole of the Pacific Pursuit. Is there anyone else here who we had? Is this the Copa Sudamericana campaign? We did leave in the end. Then we went to Sao Paulo, and we also stepped up and went to the Brazil job, and what a job it was. Gabriel da Silva was there in our first season, and then if we look on and continue to advance who our striker was in this season, we had McCormick, and we had some more very, very capable players. If we go to where we won, will it show us where we won? We had Ryan, who was there, who joined us by the end. It was mainly Gabriel da Silva though. We had Rodolfo as well, and Luis Fernando, Tony, McCormick, very, very good players in the attack. And most notably, there's a very good claim for him being the best player in the whole of the Pacific Pursuit. I don't know if it will show us, but Mateus, what a guy he was. Mateus, I mean, if we go, I don't know if there's a way we can look at the penalty shootouts again. I think they will have expired, but that guy must have saved like 15, 16 penalties across about 5 penalty shootouts. We only ever lost one in our time. It was that semi-final against Fluminense where we really thought we could do it, but we weren't able to in the end. But I think he could have a claim of being the best player. There's some very, very good players we managed in our time. The attackers, Sung Chul Kim, Nakashima at the start. We saw them in the timeline then. Velupalai is another player who comes to mind if we go back to the Melbourne Victory. Who's the striker now? That's 4 in a row. Modu Sham. All these players very, very good, and we have had some very, very good strikers in our time. Marcus Vinicius. Was there anyone else of note? I don't think anyone else. We've covered all of them really, but yeah, it was just incredible, an incredible series that we're going to be wrapping up today. Anything else to look at? These are what we were known for: leading teams to title wins, entertaining football. That's exactly what you want. That is the manager timeline once again. What's the biography saying? There's a lot that is in here. The press conference is not one to look at really, because we didn't do much there, but there you have it. We have done it. It's 20:38 in game. Definitely not as long as it was for the Corners of Europe challenge. You know, I think we've recognised some of the best players. There's been many great goals scored across the campaign. We've scored, 1,600 goals, did it say? And overall, it's been a very good series. We should also probably take a look at some of the players who we managed in Brazil as well, and the South Korea team we also had as well. We had Jose Roberto, what a striker he was. Estevao, an honour to manage once again, as we did with Leicester back in the day, over a year ago now, I think it was. Endrick was in that team, Wanderson, Davidson, Bossine, Di Carvalho, Gakpo, Beto, Sergeant Tim, Mateus, who forced his way into that team. What a player he was. And that will be that for the Pacific Pursuit 2038, 15 years in game. This is the 99th episode of the Pacific Pursuit, if I'm not mistaken, and what a few episodes it has been. It's been a classic. What a series we're going to be wrapping up here, and it's also the first series where the face cam came out. Over 100 videos now, which has been incredible. The support obviously has been exceptional once again, and whatever's next in store for this channel, hopefully it goes down well. Thank you very much for all the support on the Pacific Pursuit, and hopefully whatever comes next, whatever it is, can be one that you will be able to enjoy. That has been the Pacific Pursuit, the 6 clubs, the Nagoya Grampus, Melbourne Victory, Ulsan, South Korea, Everton, Nacional, Sao Paulo and Brazil. That will be that 5-star reputation. We won all 7 trophies, and that is the Pacific Pursuit. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to go and join the Discord for any updates on what is going on. I'll leave with this little tune, and thank you for watching the Pacific Pursuit. Bye bye.